Hi everyone, my name's Lauren White, and I'm going to be presenting my behavior change project to you this evening. The student I was able to work with was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder at the age of 4. She is currently 5 years old now and attends kindergarten at her local elementary school. The two tests that were used to assess her for diagnosis was the diagnostic interview and the Asperger test for children. Now, the reason the Asperger test for children was used because the student was very, very high functioning. So she fell just short of that test, so she was slid into the autism spectrum disorder slot. And she does live with her mom, her dad, and her younger sister, who's also been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. And as far as her medical history, there has nothing been in her background that would severely interfere with her ability to learn in the classroom and outside of the classroom as far as community outings go. And the reason for referral was because mom and dad were very concerned about the time spent on her homework at home. The student had a lot of off-task behavior during this time, and mom and dad were concerned because 10 to 15 minutes of homework was actually taking the student well over 40 minutes to complete due to escape maintained behaviors. And the measurement I used was a durational measure of data that I took, and this was able to measure the student's time on task as well as off task when it came to her homework. The design I used was an AB design, and we were able to measure off task behaviors as well as on task behaviors with that. And unfortunately, we were not able to finish the last phase due to time constraints. But as far as the phases go, in phase 1, a work schedule was introduced to the student. And the schedule basically consisted of pictures of rules to follow that she would be able to see as we were going through the picture schedule. And those rules consisted of brain is thinking, attention is focus, and I'm working hard. And so those were the 3 specific items in the first phase that were used. In phase 2, the work schedule was provided as well as a timer. So that was used as a visual countdown reminder for her. And that was also used as a visual prompt. And in phase 3, it was exactly the same as phase 2, except mom and dad would have been standing a distance of more than 3 feet away. So the student knew they were there, but she would need to ask for help if she did need their help. And in phase 4, the student had access to the work schedule and was expected to ask for help once again. So even though she had the schedule there, if she needed help, she needed to raise her hand and ask for it. And finally, in phase 5, she was able to independently get through the work schedule on her own with the use of the timer. So that's what the 5 phases looked like. As far as how the data was collected, mom and dad were in the room during that time, and they were able to record the on-task behaviors versus the off-task behaviors. And they kept a running tally of that so that we could see how long in the increments she was starting to get itchy and needed to have a break. And so that gave us a pretty good snapshot of that. And as far as the data goes, you can see the baseline is way down here. A lot of off-task